Let's try this again. All right, are we actually back for real this time? Because, if it happens again, I guess that's just it for the night. Um, okay, I lost where I was. Ivy. Getting real particular about these freaking Ivy placements. Um, Y. Actually, let's do that. Okay, so we're going to put you here. Put you here-ish. You here-ish. Okay, so I think one more set of 3 should get me what I want. So we're just going to put this here, and then here, and then it just needs to end roughly here. Okay. So it's like a weird S that kind of looks all right. Might end up doing something like this. Oh man, placement on this is always a little awkward. Let's try to move this a little bit towards that. Okay. From there, I'm going to now duplicate base tree 2, and I'm going to call this base tree 2, or no, base tree corners, I guess. So let's go ahead, and I only need, I think, at most 2 Ivy sets on these, honestly. This is going to be corner, let's do corner left first. So we're going to need everything down to there. Yes, okay, good. So we're going to go ahead and drag this over. We're just going to put this here for now. Okay. So we're going to have it be like here-ish. I, V, Y. That's actually about as good as I can get, I feel, with this. I can't really go too much lower than that. Oh, okay, we can try. Right about there. Okay, and how about you? Are you gonna play nice? You might. Oh, you just might. Ooh, you just might. You're really close though. That's not great. It's too dense. It's too dense. It's It is pretty tight, but I think it works. Okay. So that's the left. Let's go ahead and duplicate that. And we're just going to call that right. Put that over here. And then go ahead and save. I don't need this eye, actually, because we're springing off of an eye. So I'm going to go ahead and just delete that. We're going to start over here-ish. So this will actually end up being a lot closer, right about here, along the border here, I think. Okay, so let's go ahead and move things up just a smidge. I'm going to move these up, move this inwards, and I'm going to move these up so that these characters have some more room to breathe. They're pretty close to the border there, and I don't like that. All right. I think we're good. That was everything that I needed to make in terms of Ivy and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to move this linked file all the way up to the top here. I'm going to uncheck this. I'm just going to go ahead and check this off. Nice. So now I can move over into substance. Actually, I got to make one more mask real quick, which is we're going to turn this off. We're going to hit save. Actually, I do need that on real quick. So this is going to be, we have our albedo masks. I'm going to create one more that's cavity. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and lock that. I'm going to go down to make a shape, and we are going to start by just grabbing this and stretching it across the whole thing. So this is our BG. And then we have to do a custom shape. So we're going to need to make a pen tool, or use the pen tool. And here I'm just going to kind of like come up to here. There we are. So for this particular path, I'm not actually sure. Okay, good. You do have a filled color. So we want this path to be white. This background, however, is going to be black. All right, pretty straightforward. So this is our mask for our rotation that we're going to have to do to get the wood grain going the right way. Yeah, I don't know what was going on with Twitch, but I think for some reason Twitch's servers were having a seizure or something, because OBS kept disconnecting and reconnecting for me. But I know it wasn't on my end because the rest, like I could go to other web pages, so it was specifically Twitch that was having an issue. All right, let's go ahead and delete this. Okay, so we now have everything that we need. So I am going to, oh, right, before I forget, actually, we need to go back to our Ivy, go to our BG. What just happened there? That was super weird. We're going to grab this, and we're going to set our opacity to be 100% again. Okay. A lot of effort for all that. So now we're going to go ahead and save the file, and then we're going to start deleting things and exporting what we need. So I'm going to delete this. I'm going to delete this, and I'm going to delete the Ivy. We're going to save this out as an SVG. That's going to be the mask wood. Okay, that's good. We're going to say open recent files. We're going to come back to here. We're going to turn on Ivy. We're going to delete wood, delete cavity, and delete our linked file. Okay, we're going to go ahead and save this out as an SVG. That's our Ivy mask. All right, we're going to come back to this. We just have to export one thing now. So this is going to be our mask cavity, I guess. Save there. Hit OK. We're going to say open recent files. Open this up. Just make sure everything's correct. All right. So now if we hop back here, everything should have pretty much updated on its own. The only thing that we really have to do now is handle our wood grain rotation for the cavities. But then we should basically be good. Discord server also had a seizure with their videos. Huh. Maybe every video content or piece of video content on the internet just had a freak out temporarily there. Oh, that's hilarious. These actually kind of formed a nice cohesive. that was unintentional, but that is hilarious to me. That my Ivy designs basically made one big Ivy design. Okay, So these are all lined up, or they should be. We have our cut. Cool. So the only thing that I need to do here is we have to rotate this. So this is going to be a little bit more time consuming. I'm going to delete my normal and color groups because they are about to get somewhat messy. Oh. And our roughness groups. Unfortunately, metallic doesn't have to, though. All right. So for this, I'm going to need a little bit more space, I think. Put this up to here. So this is what we're looking at. I need to rotate this, which is going to go into our base coloring. Of course, which really makes things complicated. Okay. So I'm going to come up to here. We're going to go to woods. Grab this. We need the cavity. I'm going to go ahead and link this. Okay. Just going to grab this. This is going to be a grayscale. We do not need it to be color. I am a little concerned about this. I don't like having the hard edges there, but I guess that doesn't really matter because we're not doing anything with it texture-wise. So let's go ahead and extend this. It down to here-ish. Go down to there. All right. So from here, we get to do some fun rotations. So we're going to need a transformation 2D node. We are going to need to use, so here's our levels. So I'm basically going to have to just scoot this over a little bit and do some fun, weird time stuff to this. So we're going to pipe this in. I'm going to rotate this by 90 degrees. 90 degrees. Okay. This is probably okay. I probably should. Let's go ahead and just slide that up a smidge. How about right there? Yeah, that looks good. All right. So from here, we need to do a blend node, and it's basically going to blend using this. So this is going to be foreground, and this is going to be background. So that's what our output's going to be now. So this is going to just connect to all of the other areas that we were already connecting to. So boop, boop, and one more. All right. So now we have the grain rotated so that it should be facing the correct way. That works pretty well for me. I think that's all we really needed to do. All right. Pretty straightforward. If I wanted to be super fancy about it, I could probably scale the grain on this, but I think we'll be fine. So let's go ahead. I'm going to put this here. Oh, actually, let's go ahead and just move this back to here-ish. I like to try and keep some sort of semblance of order in my graphs. So that's actually all I needed to do. That was a lot easier than I was expecting it to be. So let's go ahead, and I don't think I have anything else that I have to actually adjust. Yep, that's about it. Cool. Well, that worked out nicely. So let's go ahead. I'm going to save this. We're going to regroup everything. Add a frame. We're going to call this one color. This I primarily do as, unfortunately I did keep my metallic, so 50, 130. Okay. So 50, 130, ooh, 130, 50 again. Gonna grab these things, add a frame. 50, 50, 130. It's going to be normal. Oops. Normal. Oh, and 50, I guess, on the alpha. Try to make these line up. Go ahead and group these, add frame. So it's going to be 30, 50, 30, 50. Okay, and this is going to be rough. All right, So that's everything we needed for Substance. It's a complete new experience to me. Never used Substance Designer. It's actually pretty nice. Although I shouldn't have moved my color up like I did, like a fool. So we're gonna move this back down, probably to this one. Oh, hold on. Yeah, right about there is probably fine. Yeah, this is. I actually like using Substance Designer a lot, but it can be weird with this particular setup because I do have a lot of considerations to make. It does not like working with text, or rather, there seems to be a finite amount of shapes that you can use in SVGs, um, and because of that, I have to actually be careful with the maps that I export. So, for example, this is probably like none of these are particularly complex, but I've exported some masks that had like hundreds of letters in them. And once it gets to that amount of shapes, because each letter has to be exported as a custom shape, it can't be exported as fonts, or Substance won't read them. So there's like a bunch of weird setups you got to do with SVGs, and I think that's probably because you don't really use SVGs too much in Substance Designer. A lot of people are doing things either procedurally, so entirely within Substance Designer, or they're bringing in bitmasks if they're lazy, or bitmaps if they're lazy. But I try to do things as procedurally as possible, and I don't mind including SVGs because SVGs are teeny tiny. If we actually look at the size of an SVG, it's like, yeah, 1 kilobyte. I guess the Ivy is 13 kilobytes, which is somewhat sizable, but given the fact that these substances are, if we look at this, like this is what the current substance size of this is, it's like 5 kilobytes. That's probably going to get bumped up, I'm guessing, to at most 10 if we're lucky. Well, let's find out. So everything's where it is. We can come up to here. Let's go ahead and just say, we're going to save this out. It is an ancient tree bottom. We're going to hit save yes, hit OK. We can open this up. And boom, yeah, 8 kilobytes. Looks a little like Amplify Shader Editor. Yeah, they're kind of the same premise, right? It's a node-based editor for texture generation. Um, so this is what the texture looks like at 512 by 512, which is the lowest texture size that TextQuest supports. Um, this is the one of the reasons why I'm using Substance, by the way, is because I want people to be able to specify how large they want their textures to get. So if you have a monster rig, you can say I want all of my textures to be 2K, and you'll get this very crisp font. Um, but normally I keep it at about 1K, so 1024 by 1024. That's what I try to look at everything as. So this looks pretty good. I think we actually got some pretty decent resolution on our Ivy, since we were able to scale that up a bit. So from the frack, I forgot to do the Ivy on the tree part. Well, it's fine. We'll get this hooked up in Unity first, and then I'll do that at a later date. Yeah, it's surprisingly difficult to make sure that the text is very crisp on these textures. So I'm gonna move this off to the side. I'm gonna go to UV sets light map. I gotta just kind of get rid of this. Oh, that's a good point. Do a box projection, and then we're gonna try to do layout. All right. Well, hopefully that's going to be a good enough value for its light map. All right. So we have this laid out properly now, I think. Just to be safe, though, I should go to this. I'm going to go ahead and export this. So we're going to export this as bitmap. We just need the base color. It's going to be a PNG. We're going to browse here. We're going to go to environment. Oh, this is interesting. What? Where were you before? Environment, overworld, woods. Yes. correct. Select European G. Okay, well, let's just go ahead and do that, so I guess it doesn't actually detect it. So we're going to hit close here. If we go back to Maya, it should update. Or not. This is not correct. No, that's correct. Okay, then. Let's figure out where you think you're going. There we go. Guess it just needed to be forced to update. So that's what it looks like now. It looks pretty good. I do like that. I like having the ivy be on the front now. That makes it feel like there's actually some amount of effort that was put into that spot. I was worried about this, so this is upside down. That's fine. We can fix that real quick. Do, do, do. I think we're pretty good there. Grab this face. Might move this up a smidge and down. All right. So those are set up. Cavity, basil. Or, yeah, basil. Okay. And I think that's good. So let's go ahead and export this, and then it should be fine to bring into Unity. I'm actually kind of curious. I want to see what this looks like up top. Oh, ha! I did it the other way. That's fine. It doesn't really matter what direction that these ones face. Okay, so we now can. Oof, I hate moving around in. Unless I did that purposefully. Okay, no, it was just all facing outwards. That's fine. Okay, so for this, we are going to come over here, go into object mode, hit save one more time because I'm paranoid, and then we're going to just go ahead and say File, Export Selection. We are going to go back to Models, Overworld, Woods, Final, Giant Tree Bottom, Export Selection. Yes, I want to replace it. We're going to pop back here. We're going to select this substance, and then I'm going to also figure out where this tree is. Put this in there, show and explorer. All right, so we're going to update both of those things. Let's go ahead and come back to here and here. All right, so we have giant tree bottom, which goes there, and ancient tree bottom, which goes here. The real question is Substance going to work with this particular engine? Good, it did. Nice. All right. So for the most part, things did not blow up. They do look pretty good. If you want to feel better about yourself, Kleinba, then watch my Tuesday dev stream, or rather watch the first like 30 minutes of it. Because it was me basically saying like, we're gonna re-UV this tree today, and then I completely forgot how to do decent UV projections on curved or on angled surfaces, so I just stumbled around Maya live on air for like 30 to 40 minutes, just being embarrassed basically. So yeah, that's not an unusual feeling. Okay. So the only thing that I really have to do here now is I have to add the ivy to the ancient tree parts. I'm sorry, for the exterior parts of the tree, so that it's not just kind of here. Let's go ahead real quick and take a look at what this looks like in game. So I'm going to go ahead and hit play. So we're going to run over to where the tree is in game, and we'll be able to kind of look at it in first person, get a good sense for how it looks. How it looks, how it feels, its hopes, its dreams. Okay, I was gonna say, like, did you just freeze for some reason? But a null reference. that was weird. And again, I guess collaborate's kind of being weird, so whatever. So we're gonna run over to our ancient tree. So it's still pretty bulky as far as ivy goes, but it's not as bad. I feel like this is at least a little bit more reasonably sized. Remove fog. Yeah, I do actually like the fog though. We got it to sync up, so you know, I think it adds some nice ambience to it. Uh, but anyway, let's see what it looks like inside. It is a little hard to read the word ancient, which is probably not great. Hop up to the side here. So, not sure how I feel about that. But it's not too bad, I don't think. Alright, so cool. It looks pretty good. I like the designs of the ivy. They are fairly randomized. I probably shouldn't have done that, where they kind of face opposite directions, but well, it's not too bad. It feels organic. Um, so yeah, I think the next step for me is to add the ivy to the exterior, and then we should get some nice ivy going up all the way along the tree. That'll feel pretty good. It'll be pretty nice to actually see that. So, all right. A joke command, yeah. um, I think we're at a good stopping point for the night. Announcements. I should be. I don't really have any announcements tonight, so we should be on schedule to do our weekend dev stream. Dang it! This eye needs to probably be moved up just a smidge to bring that a little bit closer because it's kind of a little too far right there. I feel. So we should be good for our weekend stream. And of course, I'll announce that on Twitter and do all the fun stuff. But for now, I think that's a pretty good place to stop. So, as always, I want to thank you all very much for watching, and I will see you all next time. Awkward silence while I walk off screen.